makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagelia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, I will be having a conversation with Mou Dasgupta. Mou is the founder and CEO of Brook37 The Atelier. Brook37 is an American tea brand that is transforming the traditional tea industry and bringing a fresh tea experience to selective American households. Good morning, Mou. Thank you for having this conversation with me. And I'm a non-caffeine tea lover, and I'm looking forward to learn more about Brook37. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey from the corporate world to becoming an entrepreneur?
Definitely. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm super excited to speak to you this morning. I had 25 years of corporate career and primarily in the financial services industry. My last job was running the strategy in JP Morgan Chase in investment banking for the technology area. And I have been thinking of doing something different for last 3-4 years. I loved my career. I loved what I did. But towards the end, I wanted to, I kind of got bored doing the same thing for so many years. I wanted a different challenge. And after 3 attempts of leaving JP Morgan Chase, third time I was successful to really leave the career. And then I took about a couple of months to think about what I'm really passionate about and what do I want to do. So I think the biggest challenge of leaving a corporate career, there are like 3 things. One is the salary you get and the money part. I think it's a big reassurance and also the support system that you have. It's your extended family, your work family, right? So that goes away. And the third thing is you're like constantly learning and growing. So I was worried about all these 3 things. How is it going to pan out when I start a company? Because I love to work with people. But at the same time, I felt like I didn't want to continue to do what I was doing. So I decided to launch my own brand. And I was passionate about tea since I was a kid. I have been drinking tea since I was 6 years old. I grew up in an area that is very close to the place where you grow the highest quality tea in the world. It's called Darjeeling in India. And when I moved to the USA about 25 years back, I couldn't find good quality tea in the USA. And I was bringing all my tea during my every trip to India. So I thought, this is something we are deprived of in USA. So why don't I try to bring that? And tea has been looked upon as a healthy drink only. You do yoga, you take care of your health, and you drink tea and not have coffee. But there is so much more in tea. And I look at tea as a fine wine. It's sober, it has no alcohol, but it has like all those kind of anomaly of how tea is grown, the flavor, the aroma, the beauty, all of that of a fine wine in a tea you can find. So my goal is to educate people about what fine tea is about, and at the same time bringing those teas to the USA. So we as consumers, we get the best quality tea here too.
So now, Brook37 teas are made in India?
Yeah, Brook37 teas are primarily, all our teas are growing in Darjeeling. It's in the Himalayas. And not only just in Darjeeling, it's also the finest teas in Darjeeling. That's what we're bringing in here. And they are mostly bought by the Germans and the Japanese. Even before the teas are grown, they get sold ahead of time, the best quality teas. Wow. And that's the tea I'm getting with collaboration with a lot of tea estates in Darjeeling.
But do you also have like I'm a tea lover and I don't like caffeine, and even teas sometimes when I go buy them I will see they say there's caffeine on it. I will not buy that. I like the like pure tea with nothing into it. So now I like to drink different type of teas. Like they have different kind of taste and smell different. Even my son also is a tea lover as well. So do you have different type of tea?
Yes.
For example, can be like apple.
Yes. So we sold at this point. So we launched our product in February, like our whole suite of product in February. We have 17 different types of teas, but there are like they call it straight line tea, which are tea leaves from the tea bushes, and also we have flavored teas. So the flavored teas are like, for example, a rose strawberry tea. We have a minty watermelon tea. So those are more like fun tea with, and these are all natural flavors that we use for our flavored teas. So there is no liquid flavor that we are putting tea into to get the you said apple, like smell of apple or strawberry. Then we have 4 different health and wellness teas also. Out of that, 2 of them has no tea leaves. So this is like a tea that helps you to sleep, the tea that helps you to detox. There's energy booster. So, we have 4 different teas like that. And then, we have our other teas like a lemongrass chai tea. We have a tea that is Earl Grey, but it is a lavender Earl Grey tea. So it's a fun twist to the Earl Grey tea. So yes, so those are like 8 different varieties of flavored teas, along with the tea leaves tea that we sell.
So I know that you are a tea lover, and that's probably one of the reasons that you chose to start a company with Tea Wife. But there's any other reason behind it, especially with the name? You picked Brook37. Why?
Yeah, I get this question a lot. When we moved during pandemic, we moved in a town called Princeton in New Jersey, and we have been living here, and we have a brook behind our house, and it's the perfect place to sit down and have a cup of tea. It calms me down, and that's where that's where the whole conception of or inception of starting this company happened. So I thought that the brook has to be there in the name. And 37 has 2 significance. 2737 BC is the year when tea was first discovered. So 37 comes from that. It is also happens to be the house number in the house. So I thought, this is saying something. I need to have 37 in the name also. So that's how Brook37 comes to play.
I was thinking that you have 37 type of teas.
No, we are never going to limit ourselves to a number.
Well, that is awesome. So do you plan for the tea itself, do you plan on distribute? And right now you only have it in the US, but can anyone in your future, can anyone in the world buy it and you'll be able to distribute it anywhere within any country?
Yeah, we are working on that. Actually, I cannot disclose everything right now, but yes, it will be available in other countries too in the world. And as we mature, as I said, we pretty much launched our full line in February. So as we mature, we will be shipping it to anywhere in the world. But I also want to be careful about the consumers. So I will figure out what is the most cost-effective way of getting our tea in the hand of global consumers. So we are working on those also at this point.
Do you plan to have it in store in the United States where you can Walmart or any type of stores like that?
We do, but we are also very conscious about, our brand is an aspirational brand and it's a luxury tea brand. So we want to be conscious about where we want to put our tea, with what kind of products. We also call ourselves the Chanel of the tea. So yes, we are looking for opportunities to high-end food stores, and then boutique stores, etc., where we can put our products. So that is also on our strategy. We are working on who should be our target stores where Brook37 belongs.
So now, you just launched in February, and I know that as a businesswoman myself, I face many obstacles. When I say many, I mean many where I go to the bed and cry under the shade for a while. So did you face any issues launching Brook37?
Yeah, there are definitely many. First of all, I don't come with a legacy of tea business. So most of the tea business owners you will see internationally, they come with a family heritage of tea business. So they have 4 generations in tea business. They own tea estates. And I come from a family of professors and teachers, and I have not done retail business. I come from corporate world. So I don't have any of those legacy, I think, which is good and bad, because I think when you come from a legacy, you only know one way of thinking about tea. But at the same time, you don't have the support or a system behind you to establish a business. So I think I have used all my learning to get to know people, network. I think I've spoken to 500 people in last 1 year to learn about the business. But at the same time, I consider myself as like a trendsetter. So I like to do things differently. So I try to see as a consumer, so I have been a tea consumer all my life. As a consumer, how can I bring in something different? So we are marketing our tea as something that is, you can present with style. You don't have to drink from a so-called, cup and saucer. You can drink tea from a martini glass. You can drink tea in a champagne glass. So when people are coming for a party in your house, for the non-alcoholic drinkers, you can serve a very high-end tea. So there is prestige and pride involved with that. So when we open a great bottle of champagne for our special guests, we can also open a great can of luxury tea, because they will love it. It's something that they'll not find in other places. So the obstacle is everywhere. The obstacle is we are extremely quality conscious. We spent a lot of time defining what are the quality checkpoints that will happen. We went through many iterations of going through stuff to make sure that there is no crumble in the butter paper that we are using inside the box. The caddies are getting printed properly. The embossing is perfect. The tea quality, we went through so many hundreds of cups of teas to identify maybe 5 teas that will fall in our category. There are supply chain obstacles. So, how long it takes to get a product from India to over here, and how do we optimize the whole supply chain? There are things that we are learning about marketing, getting this product in the cheapest possible price on top of the price that people are paying to buy the product. How do we message it correctly? So it's been an enormous learning for me in last 1 year, which I love, because that is the challenge I was looking for. Do something different that is going to be amazingly challenging for me, and it doesn't seem like a challenge because I'm loving it.
Do you have any regret leaving the corporate world?
No. Not at all. And not because I hated it. Again, I think I have done everything that I wanted to do with the corporate world. And at some point you feel that I want to do something different. So yeah. So I think I have taken all the learnings of the corporate world that I'm applying to my business. And I still have amazing relationships that will stay lifelong with me from the corporate world. And I'm building something that I'm so proud of. So no regret.
That's what what I love. It's like when you do something that it's yours. It's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. There's the days that you feel like you want to walk away from this, you want to quit. It's all happened. Like you said, you have that book on your backyard. You can go sit with your tea. That's how you relax yourself. And for this type of moments, and it's but when you sit there with that cup of tea and you're thinking about it, it's like, I did all that in 1 year. Wow, this is awesome. You didn't do it for someone else. You did it for yourself and for your family. And that's what's beautiful about it.
Yeah. And when people receive the product and so far, everybody, and I'm not like even 1% exaggerating it, everybody who got hold of our product, they loved it. And this is a 360-degree experience. It is about looking at the product. It's about holding the product. We have embossing. So I'll just show you one of our tin caddies.
Ooh, I never have it like that before.
Yeah. So there is you can hold it and you can feel the tea leaves embossing on this. It's a look is so
How
beautiful. How
does it look inside?
I may have it open. So you open this. So it has our small logo on it. And then there is another stopper for the quality of the tea. And then I don't have teas here, but either it is
the bag. You just pick the bag.
Or loose tea. We do both. And then not only that, on the tea bags, you'll see these are really big tea bags because our teas are so high quality. So we don't put dust teas inside our tea bags. These are also leaves. And when you put it in the hot water, they fill up the entire bag because a lot of people don't like tea bag because they feel that teas don't come out good, which is why we are putting the highest quality biodegradable tea bags where the tea leaves have enough room to grow and give you the best brew. So we have tea bags and loose tea because pure tea drinkers love to have loose tea. So we have those also. And then there are people like I used to be who was always in a rush. So I would love to get a tea bag and dump it if I could. So yeah.
So now where can someone buy your tea now?
They can on our website, Brook37.com. So that's the website. We also have beautiful gift boxes. And we got orders for corporate gifts for those. And then also personal, Mother's Day is coming, birthday, Valentine's Day, we did really good sale. So we sell those as gift boxes. It comes with a silver plated infuser inside, 4 different teas. So the gift boxes are very popular.
I love that. So now you have a background in financial services, as you said before, and have held key leadership position in the industry. How has that experience prepared you for entrepreneurship?
I think it helped me learn to learn about new things very rapidly. So even though I was in financial industry, I worked in investment banking, I worked in wealth management, I worked in asset management, and everywhere we went, we had to learn things very quickly, how the business works to be productive. So I think that is very important. I also learned about networking, how important networking is, how important it is to contact people. And I used to be more of a mentor than a mentee, and now I'm a mentee from everyone, starting from a person who's plucking the tea to the CEO of a tea estate, because they know more than I know. I knew that when I started, and I have come a long way. I think the structure of thinking, how do you put together a business plan from start to end, coming from a strategy background, that helped me a lot to think of everything. What are the risks? How are we mitigating the risk? Where should we put money versus where should we not put money? So all those learning has been tremendously helpful for me versus if I started without any of those background, I would be like stumbling into things and learning. And I can do that with my eyes closed. So that has been super helpful for me.
But also that one thing I learned with the Book 37, you are a woman first generation organization, but also your team members are 90% are women. So
Yes.
Can you talk to us about the importance of diversity and equality in your company?
Yes. So when we started the company, I visited a number of factories and I decided, to decide who I want to work with. And I found that the factory that was producing the best quality output, the team was like all women team. They were so good with their hands because there are a lot of hand, visual check, hand packaging that happens for us too. So I said that I will hire this company if you give me an all-women team. And they agreed to give me an all-women team. So that's how it started. I had no desire to say that, I'm going to set up a company and we will only work with women. But interestingly, I went there with a very open mind. I had no plan of men versus women, but the best people I found, they just happened to be women. So our tea sommelier, for example. So Gabrielle is our tea sommelier, which is a very rare job title you will find today. You'll find a wine sommelier, but there are very few tea sommelier. She's the one who actually established the tea salon in Baccarat Hotel in New York. And I reached out to her and I told her my story, and she said, I would love to work with you. So she happened to be a woman. Our photographer, she is a woman. Most of our marketing team is women. There's a videographer who happens to be a woman. So it just, when I look at it, it's like all women. And it's funny that I never worked in a team like that coming from financial services background. I would walk into a meeting and many times I'll be the only woman in the meeting. Yes. And there are times when people thought I was an admin assistant. Nothing wrong with that. When I was actually the leader of the team, and then now I'm working with the team with 90% of people are women, and it was not by plan at all. So that is something, right?
Yeah, it's happened for a reason. But another thing that I love about your company as well, even that you are a new company, but you also hear about giving back. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I know that's something that's very important to you.
Yes, giving back is really important to me, and it's not something that I have just started doing now. I grew up in a family where giving back was very important. So that is in me. And I had a very humble, beginning of my life. As I told, my dad was a professor, my mom was a teacher, but I saw them immensely giving back to the students, to their kids, and, free coaching, free tuition, free giving books, etc. So I kind of followed that as soon as I started earning. So I'm involved in many different activities that involves giving back. So when I thought about starting a company, I started a company because I felt that I was financially independent to take the risk and start a company. So this company is not about me getting rich, because I'm comfortable with my lifestyle and I can go up and down anytime I need to. And I don't care about that. This is about building a brand that is about doing the right things. So in the beginning, we are just starting, which I feel is very low, 2% of our revenue we are donating. We will go to much more than 2% as we grow. So 1% is going for social causes. It's to the students of our women team that's packaging, not students, they're kids where they go to school. So we are donating 1% of our revenue to them. Another 1% is going for environmental cause. We are also paying for being plastic neutral. So you cannot be plastic negative being in tea business because it requires certain kind of packaging. So we are 80% reusable and, decompostable packaging, but other 20% we are paying for, planting trees and other things to be plastic neutral. And again, as we grow, if you follow us, you will see that 2% is going to grow with time. That's our goal.
That I believe, because it's a lot of people that started a business is because they have no choice. They're desperate. They need money, right? But when you find people that start a business, it's not for the money. It's for something else. You can feel it. You see it. You feel the passion. When they start talking about this, it's coming from the heart. Like, it's not something they Google, they come up with the answer, they're giving it to you. It's something they talk from the heart. And then people like that, they never ask me, can you send me the interview questions? Because they already know what they're going to talk about is coming from the heart. It's the passion. Why do they need a question for it? And talking to you, that's what I learned. And then even researching what you do, it's like, this is a new company, but you are giving back. Why? Because you knew some companies, it takes them 5-10 years before they can decide that, hey, we're going to donate money to nonprofit. But you are doing it from the beginning. That tells a lot behind the company. That tells a lot behind the founder. And that's what I love about what you are doing. But also, do you have plan to add more teas into your brand, to the brand?
Yes. So I started with the tea that I know the best, and I know that these are very high quality tea. But our goal is to establish Darjeeling in the USA and also expand. So our goal is to bring the kind of tea that USA is not getting today. So we don't want to be another tea company bringing the same tea over here that hundreds of other companies are doing. So this is a niche I know, and we're in the process of finding out what other niches are there that are not coming to the USA. So we find anything that is exotic, that's not coming here, not easily available to US consumers, we will absolutely go after that.
And I know that you said that you the 2% eventually you want to bring it up. Do you plan on keep on supporting the same type of cause, or are you open to any type of nonprofit that is doing something great for the world itself?
Yeah, I think anything that is connected to social and environmental causes, we are open to it. So definitely. Environmental and education, these are the two things it's very close to my heart. I worked with orphanages. We set up, from the family side, we set up computer learning centers for them that I had been running for many, many years. During COVID time, my family, we did a whole fundraiser, and we donated about, I think, 250,000 meals to daily wage workers. We donated 10,000 handmade cotton masks. So these are all like the villages of India. So this is really for us to giving back to the country who gave us free education for all our life. So we did that. There are local work that we do. So women, education, social, very, very interested in these three areas. But anywhere there is a right cause, we are open to that.
So right now you are doing it in both India and United States?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So we're donating to Carbon 180 is the company. We are donating. That is what we are 1% for the planet certified. So what they do, this company, 1% for the planet, they will take my P&L statement and make sure that I'm really donating 1% of my revenue to this company. That's a certification. And then the other 1% is going in India to the students. The kids are going where the packaging women work. Yeah.
So how can someone reach out to you?
We have our email address on our website. You can put my email address. I'm very open to talking to anyone. It's Mou Dasgupta at Brook37.com. I'm on LinkedIn. So yes, there are various ways to reach out to me.
Do you have any advice for women that are looking to start their own business?
I would say that plan ahead. Financial independence is very important to women. I take it very seriously because I was a single mother. For many years, I raised my daughter by myself since she was 10 years old. So don't take that lightly. But at the same time, really plan and think before you spend $1, what is the best place to put that dollar for in your business. So prioritization is very important. Do market research, do market study, understand who your target customers should be. These are extremely important. And before you put any money, think where the best money will be spent.
Thank you so much, Mou, for having this conversation with me. And I enjoy talking to you. I think we should do it more often.
Yes, let's keep in touch. I'm really amazed by your story. So I would love to be in touch. We should have some conversation over a cup of tea.
Definitely your tea, actually, just to make sure.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.